Shalom, or praise to Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles at Great Millstone. Basically, man, we've got war brewing in the air, man. This is what, March 20th, and you know, we know that the RFID is going to be made mandatory before World War III. The nukes actually outbreak happens, but you know, as we speak, the American armies in the Middle East. You know, and there's all types of different skirmishes going on, and different, you know, the East versus the West, so to speak. You know, like you had the Soviet Union, but the Lord's building that USSR spirit back up, man. And you know, you got America, the UK, and Israel. They're aligned, which we know according to the scriptures, the UK is going to turn on America. Something's going to happen that's going to make the UK turn on America. Okay. You know, which it could be anything, or whatever the Lord sets up and makes it happen as. Now, the UK have just kicked the Russian diplomats out of England. Russian diplomats and their families have left the UK in an expulsion following the Salisbury spy attack. Diplomatic vehicles drove them from the embassy in London to Stansted Airport, where they boarded the plane to Moscow. The UK expelled 23 diplomats after Prime Minister Theresa May said Russia was culpable for poisoning of Sergei Skripal and his daughter. The government will decide later on Tuesday whether to impose further sanctions on Russia. Okay, Mrs. May is chairing a meeting of the National Security. So this just goes into different things. I'm not going to read all of this. Moscow has denied all involvement and is expelling 23 British diplomats in response. The UK diplomats have until Saturday to leave Russia. So, you know, there's a lot of tensions going on, and there's so many different news. There's a lot to report. There's so much different things to bring out. And, you know, we tie it into the scriptures. We tie it right into the Bible. So the Kremlin is also closing down both the British Council in Russia, which promotes cultural ties between the nations, and the consul in St. Petersburg. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of tensions between these nations, and it's only getting worse because there's articles on things going on with China, etc., and US. Because, you know, US is at the forefront of all of this, bro. You know, America, you know, is that horror Babylon, man. So, you know how that goes. All right. The Russian embassy in London said around 80 people, including the Russian intelligence officers and their families, were due to leave the UK on Tuesday, the deadline given by Mrs. May. So, you know, they're off, man. They've been kicked out. So, you know, you can go and read this article, you know, and get into it and, you know, see certain things. But, man, you know, they always say that there's spies of both different, like, there'll be British spies in Russia and Russia spies in England, and there are American spies here and there, you know, because the world is at a state of, like it tells you in the scriptures, nation against nation. Okay. So that's that. I'm not going to read all of that. But it just shows you what time we're in. Ezekiel 38 verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And say, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws. I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armour, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Lord's going to raise them back up. That's what when it says put hooks in thy jaws and set up a great company, because that landmass over there, if you check out the landmass, it's over there. It's over there at Russia, you know, Gog in the land of Magog, you know. It says Persia, Ethiopia and Libya with them. And you know, the Iranians, they're ready for this war. All of them with shield and helmet. Okay, and they're gonna go to war against Babylon, which is America and whoever their allied countries that are allied with them are. So we're in a serious time. Let me get this, because they'll just put Putin back in. So what does that mean? That means that, and he got majority of the votes. So that means that, you know, the people over there they're not feeling, you know, the West, so to speak. They're not feeling America. They want to keep what they got going on over there. You know, they're more nationalistic than ever. Because it was nationalistic before, when you had the whole Bolshevik revolution thing, and so-called Jews toppling over the Russians and the Tsars and that, you know what I mean? But the Lord's raising them back up, man, and they're saying, fuck them. Jeremiah 50:1, the word of the Lord that came against Babylon, against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Now this is going to go into America, because America is the modern day Babylon. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not, say Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. So that Russian army is going to come up. Where's that? The northmost part of the earth, and the other side is over there in Russia, land of Gog, land of Magog, you know. And the Lord said He's putting hooks in their jaws. Okay, in those days, in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, and they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their God. And we're doing that now. Okay, let me jump down. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans. Be as the he goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert. None shall return in vain. And, you know, the Lord is setting them up now, man. You know, you check out Putin and all of that, and the way they're going on at this current stage in time is that they're just they're very nationalistic. They're showing off weapons. There was one video Putin was just showing off these great missiles that they got, and boasting about what he can do with these missiles. So you can't get around what's going on in the planet today. You can't get around. You know what? You know, you can't get around with it, man. He says, and Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil there shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because you were glad, because you rejoice, O you destroyers of mine heritage, because you have grown fat as an effort of grass and bellow as bulls in America. It was the main place of slavery for the tribes. Even that very land around, they just fucking went over there and completely destroyed the Native American Indians. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Because England is going to go against America. Something's going to happen that's going to make that happen. Right now you're seeing the UK at skirmish with Russia. But, you know, anything can happen, man. Because, you know, America, anything can happen, you know. The hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Okay, so, you know, the Lord is not playing. Let me jump down to 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. So America, my friend, is going to be destroyed, and that's why you're seeing all these. You've seen these tensions of World War 3. Okay, you got all these different articles, and every day UK lab could poison source, this and that. What happens when you expel a diplomat? You know, there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on out here, bro. And now's the time to get into these prophecies and to just remember what really life is about. Life's about serving the Lord, bro. and the Lord's words are coming to pass. You know. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. Oops.